All right, everybody, how are you today? Good. My name's Lisa, this is Miss Shannon, and this is Miss Christine, and we all work for the city of Santa Maria. And we're here to tell you about a really exciting project that's going to be happening just over the fence, right outside your classroom here. It's going to start next week, and there's going to be a lot of equipment and things going on and noise and stuff happening, and we thought you might be curious once that starts what's happening, so we wanted to come and tell you all about it, okay?
I'm scared.
All right, no need to be scared. So first let's start talking about water for just a minute. Do you all know where Santa Maria gets its drinking water?
Yes, from the beach.
Not from the beach. No, I don't want to drink out of the sewer, do you?
Yeah. That's where the water goes after it's
there's a
rotten.
giant
Rotten.
groundwater basin underneath the city that holds all of the water that we use. That's where we get most of our water for the city. It's also called an aquifer. That's another name for it. Did you know that all the water that's on the earth right now has always been here?
Yes.
There's no new water. Did you know that?
Yes.
From the time the earth was first formed until now, the water just keeps recirculating through the system, and it's always been here. So it comes down as rain, soaks down into the ground, or it goes back up in the air. What's that called? Evaporation. Good. It goes back up and in the clouds and then comes back down in rain again, so it's always all the same. Sometimes it soaks down and goes into the aquifer, the groundwater basin, where we get a lot of our drinking water from. Now, who else uses water around here? Do you know? Have you seen all the farms that are all around the city?
I use water.
We all use water, but the
I-
farmers use a lot of water to grow our
Our
crops.
bodies are mostly made of water.
So when they're growing the crops, they have to give the crops water, right?
Well, if
Do you know what else helps the
get
crops to
dirt
grow?
mud. Soil.
Soil, definitely. What else helps the crops to grow? Mud. Well, once you water it, the dirt becomes mud. So it needs sunlight and soil, and it also needs fertilizer. Have you ever heard of fertilizer?
That's the way to keep the bugs off.
And it does need spray to keep the bugs off too, that's right. But fertilizer helps it grow. It has something in it called nitrate. And the nitrate is really, really good for the plants and it helps them grow. It's not really good for people though, or for the environment. So when the farmers water their crops, the water then comes off the farm and it might have some nitrate still in it. When you wash your car in your driveway, where does the water go?
In the sewer.
It goes down the drain and runs down the gutter, right? And if you use soap to wash your car, what's in that water when it runs down the gutter? Soap, exactly. So it's the same kind of thing for the farmers. They use the fertilizer on their crops, then they water their crops, and some of the water runs off, and it might have some nitrate or fertilizer left in it. Do you know where that goes? It runs right next to your school down a channel, and it ends up in Jim May Park, that big lake.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Oh yeah.
So it's really important for us to make sure that that water gets clean and we can get all that nitrate out of there so that it'll be good for the environment and good for us as we need
And good
drinking
for our
water.
cars.
And definitely good for everything. So Miss Shannon's going to tell you a little bit about how she decided the best way to remove that nitrate and some experiments that she did. Do you like experiments?
Yeah.
So she's going to explain that to you and tell you all about it, okay?
All right, so we know that nitrate isn't good for humans. It isn't good for the environment either. Does everybody remember that a couple weeks back there were a lot of dead fish?
What?
There were a lot of dead fish over in Jim May Park. Do you know why those fish died? Why did those fish die? Because of nitrate. Right, but the nitrate itself doesn't hurt the fish. What happens is nitrate makes algae grow. Right, you guys know what algae looks like. It's when the water turns green. And then that algae, when it dies, it sucks up all of the oxygen that's in the water. And fish need oxygen. So when the algae sucked all the oxygen out of the water, all the fish go belly up. They all died. So it's really important for us to be able to take that nitrate out of the water. I'll get questions at the end, okay? All right, so it's super hard for humans to take nitrate out of water. It's really hard. I know because I've tried. But there is a critter that can take nitrate out of water very easily. Does anybody know what critter takes nitrate out of water? Yes. Close, yes.
Mosquitoes?
No. Yes.
The fish that mosquitoes take
Yeah, no, fish don't do it. You were the closest. What takes nitrate out of water are certain kinds of bugs. And when I say bugs, I don't mean worms or fish. I mean bacteria.
What?
Does anybody know what bacteria is?
Good bacteria, not bad bacteria.
What are bacteria?
Good bacteria.
What are bacteria? No, the gentleman behind you. What are bacteria?
They're kind of like germs.
Okay, germs are a kind of bacteria. Did you know that there are bacteria all over the place?
No, I didn't.
Right? There are good bacteria and there are bad bacteria. All right, so bad bacteria are called germs. Germs are going to make you sick, okay? The kind of bugs that we're talking about won't make you sick. The only thing they're interested in is nitrate. So, do you have nitrate? You guys carrying around a bag of nitrate?
No.
If you don't have nitrate, these bugs have no interest in you. They won't hurt you. There are lots of bacteria around the world that are needed, that are beneficial, and that grow, and that do work for us. And the kinds of bugs we're talking about are those kinds of bugs. Now, I need to grow a lot of those bugs to clean that water. I mean a lot of bugs all in one location, okay? So, it turns out that the kind of bugs I'm trying to grow, they like wood.
I know what you're doing.
Wood. They like wood. Okay, that's what I happen to have on my lap. I got a couple samples of wood. Okay, so I ran some experiments. I ran some experiments to see what kind of wood these bugs liked best. So I'm going to hand these pine wood chips over to Miss Christine, and I'm going to hand these overs over to Miss Lisa.
Pine wood's my favorite.
Now I ran some experiments to see which one of these the bugs liked best. So I'm going to take a little survey here. Who thinks that Miss Christine with these pine wood chips have the best wood chips for bacteria? Don't let me sway you. I might be wrong. Okay, who thinks that Miss Lisa here holding the overs has the best one for the bugs? Don't let her sway you. She might be wrong. All right, why do you guys all like the overs better? So I like these ones. Look how nice and clean they are, right? Nice and shiny. Guess what?
Those are all muddy.
The bugs like the overs better. So you guys who all guessed the overs, yeah,
You're right.
You're totally right. So where do pine wood chips come from? Where do pine wood chips come from? Pine trees, right? Okay. Where do overs come from? Where do overs come from?
Olive trees?
No. There is no such thing as an over tree. All right. I got these wood chips from your parents.
What?
What? Yeah. These actually came from your parents. So when your parents clean the yard, where do they put the waste? They give it to the compost facility. Okay? So, what happens is, after they compost the material, these are the leftovers, right? Which is why we call them overs. So at this point, I need to grow a kind of place where we can grow the right kind of bacteria. So who here has a pet? A pet. A cat, a dog, a fish, a turtle. What does your pet need? Water, food, what else? What else does your pet need?
Exercise.
Exercise. I'm not exercising my bugs. What else? Actually, these bugs don't need oxygen. It's kind of weird. These bugs need a shelter though, right? They need a place to live. And these wood chips are where they are going to live. Okay?
The wood chips over there?
The wood chips over there are what the bacteria are going to grow on.
What?
So, yeah, we're going to be able to dig a hole. So, now that we know the best habitat for these bacteria, we need to know where to put where are we going to put the project? So, we're sitting here talking to Taylor School today, and Taylor School is the special school that gets this biofilter next to it. Why are we putting it here and not at Miller School?
Yeah.
Why are you guys special?
Yeah.
Why are you special? You have a lake, and you have lots of water that come down the channel from a lot of different farms. And so this is the perfect location to be able to put this biofilter. So we're really excited. We've been working on this project for a long, long time. I'll get questions. And so this project is going to start construction on Monday. Now, Miss Christine is going to give you information about the project that's going to start next week.
Okay, everybody ready? The construction project has three main parts. It has the wet well, the pumping facility, and the big hole with the wood chips. The wet well is going to be done first, and that's going to be a deep hole with the water from the Bradley Channel, which is the little channel that goes by the school. Your little bridge that you drive over every day to come to school. That's the Bradley Channel, and that's going to be dug first. The pumping facility is a little building smaller than your classroom, and that's going to hold the pump. It's going to pump the water into the well. And then the big hole with the wood chips in it is going to be the last thing to be done. And I'm going to show you some of the heavy equipment that's going to be brought in to dig the facility. There's going to be a front end loader that's going to be brought in. And this is going to be one of the pieces of equipment.
It is.
No, a front end loader's not a bulldozer.
Some of this equipment is going to be pretty loud, so you're going to hear it during the day while you're at school. The construction is going to begin on Monday, so when you come to school on Monday, you'll see some of this equipment coming in. This is an excavator. This is going to be one of the larger pieces, and it's going to be brought in to dig the big holes. This is a compactor. This is used to flatten.
That looks cool.
This is a backhoe. It's got a little digger on the back of the
I see.
thing.
Cool. I like those ones. Those are the cool.
These ones.
There's your bulldozer.
There's the bulldozer.
Bulldozer.
And then a water truck is used to spray down the dirt.
I saw the
So you're going to hear a lot of noise, a lot of dirt, and it's right over the fence here, right next to your school. So we apologize in advance for any of the noise that's going to be taking place. Does anybody have any questions for us? We'll take some questions now.
He's asking about bugs that make you sick, and there are kinds of germs and bugs that will make you sick, but the kinds we're growing won't make you sick. Yes. Okay, so she wants to know if the noise will just be on Monday. This project is going to take until January. I want it done yesterday, but no, it's going to take a little bit of time. It'll be finished after you come back from your winter break.
Oh, wow.
No. Any other questions?
We're going to have a little lake right there.
Well, there's already a little lake. No, actually, let me show you a picture of what it's going to look like when it's done. So it's going to look, we're going to dig a big hole, but we're going to dig a big hole, and then we're going to fill it with wood chips. When it's done, it's going to look something like this. You won't even know what's going on underneath. In fact, you can walk over this, and it would be no big deal. So, when we say we're going to dig a big hole, we're going to fill it up with these wood chips, and on top, it's just going to look like a bunch of plants.
Awesome.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Are there going to be fish in there?
No, because it's filled with wood chips. And also, there's not going to be any oxygen. We're creating an anaerobic environment, which means no oxygen. So it's going to be filled with water in order to create those conditions. Remember, fish can't live where there's no oxygen, right? That's why they died.
And we can't live for raw.
We can't either. That's why these bugs have a special place to live.
So can I ask you?
In a second, we put your hand up. Ladies first. We'll come back to you, okay? When you remember. Go ahead.
This is gonna be a great. This is gonna revolutionize the company.
You know what? It's really cool that you asked that, and here's why. This is a demonstration project. We got some money in order to build this and to learn from it. So we get to test out different conditions because there are nitrate problems all over the world. And people are looking for solutions to this problem. And so what we're going to do is we're going to test out a bunch of different conditions. Other people will learn from us and maybe build filters of their own. So it's really kind of cool to have this happening right here. Go ahead.
When you do like a lot of noise, will we hear it from our homes?
It depends on how close you live.
How?
I know
I
you
am so
probably
close.
hear it from here, but we're hoping you don't hear it from your house. I would be sad if we did. If you don't live near here, you won't hear it then. Then you might hear it. Yes. No. Okay. So, no, when you walk over this, it'll be hard. So it'll be like walking over dirt, and you won't fall into it. No quicksand. You actually need sand to make quicksand. And this isn't sand at all.
Sand is bad.
Quicksand is a mixture of sand and water. But you need sand. It doesn't work with wood chips. Go ahead. Yeah, so there might not be any oxygen at the bottom, huh? It's crazy. Yes. No, we don't. That is a private company. We work for the city of Santa Maria. So the city of Santa Maria runs the water and wastewater here for the city. So we work for the city and not for a private company. For the city, I work here. I work out at the wastewater treatment plant. Talk about an exciting place to work. It smells a little. Yes.
I won't hear it from after school because I won't hear it from my grandma's insurance house. She lives out on Rice Ranch.
Lucky you. So you won't be disturbed by it after you get home.
I will.
Okay, so one last question.
I'll probably be disturbed by the garbage chute. I've seen those videos.
You can't. Because those little bugs are actually in this bag.
Wait, what?
When I passed this around, did you guys see them?
No.
Why did you not see the bugs?
They're small.
They're microscopic. What does the word microscopic mean?
You can only see them in a microscope.
You can only see them in a microscope. I was going to tell you had the world's best eyes because they're in this bag and I can't see them. Yeah, but they won't hurt you. Remember? Unless you have a bag of nitrate with you. These bugs aren't going to be interested in you.
Are they so small?
You can only see them under a microscope.
Actually, I want to see them.
You'd have to give. No.
Did you ever
I should have. That would have been cool.
Touched them? Have you ever touched them?
Yes. But I didn't know that I did because I couldn't see them. But you know what? They're all over the place.
Have you seen one in a microscope?
I would think so, but I haven't. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go home and look at one under a microscope because people keep asking me, what do they look like? And I'm afraid I don't know. What?
Oh, look. Microscope.
No, I'm afraid not. I'm sorry. Microscopes, yes, very heavy and very fragile too.
Yeah, he asked us to look.
Hold on. Oh, no, the microscope.
About the bad bacteria,
Uh-huh.
what do they do to you?
They make you sick. There are lots of bacteria that make you sick. But remember,
But how can you tell the difference between them?
that's a really good question. You can usually tell the difference by the kind of environment they live in, right? These kinds of bacteria, they need very specific conditions, and human bodies are a bad place for them to live. And so these kinds of bacteria, you know, aren't bad because they can't live in humans. They can't live in humans, so they can't grow in humans, so they can't make you sick.
What if they grew in
Then they wouldn't be the kinds of bugs I need, right?
those bugs? They're in all both of them?
Yes. Okay, so what I did was I ran a little filter because I wanted to make sure this thing worked because, oh, by the way, did I tell you how much this project costs?
No.
How much does this project cost? Let me ask you guys, how much?
$799,000.
700, pretty close. How much does this project cost?
$8,000.
It actually costs just over $1 million. What? Do you guys have $1 million?
No.
Okay,
I have 10.
Neither did I. I didn't have $1 million. I actually asked
10 million.
I actually asked somebody for the money, and they gave us the money in order to do this because they want to learn from it for other locations. So it cost $1 million. So I wanted to make sure there was an agency. I wanted to make sure it would work. So we ran a little filter at the wastewater treatment plant. These wood chips are out of that filter. So I know the bugs grew on these because we already tested them. So that's how I happen to know that those bugs are probably on these wood chips.
Every both of them. They're on both of them.
No, I'm really excited because I'm hoping we can learn lots because nitrate is a problem around the world. And if we can help solve that problem here, we can help a lot of people. And that's why we're so excited about it. That's a completely different kind of bug. We're going to talk about good bugs today, okay? Awesome.
Wood ticks.
Yeah, do you remember we're going to only talk about the good bugs and not the bad bugs? Okay, one last question. You know what? They do use up the wood. That's where it's not just their house. No, but they use it. They use the carbon. They don't use it as weapons. They use the carbon off of it. All right, you guys have been awesome. I hope that you learned a lot. I'm so sorry about the construction. I know it's going to be a little bit annoying, but we have a website. It's jimmayparkbiofilter.org, and you can check it out and get more information about the project.
Yeah.
Right? Jim May Park Biofilter.
We give your teachers some papers that have that website on them, so you can take it home and show it to your parents and maybe look it up online at home.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, watch your toes. You'll get a piece of paper with it.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wait,